was just saying to my colleague, next time let us start with the children and with the students. They've got a lot which we can draw various lessons. They don't cry because of shortages of time, of money, etc., but they just go on and explore. And I also want to thank the teachers before I forget them, and the parents, of course. I'm a product of teachers. You can see how I respect them. The director of ceremonies, the eminent researchers, I think they've given a big try, and we should understand that it's just the beginning for them. And to me, I always say that what is difficult is to put your thoughts on paper. Talking as it is as part of it. So that's why to me I call them eminent, because I see them going further than what they've initiated. Senior government officials, the president, acknowledge one of our very passionate students in the Gender and Economic Policy Management Initiative. And I could tell when she was presenting, when she was making reference to data, etc., because we've been saying in the area of gender equality and empowerment of women, if we just talk and we don't come up with the data and statistics, we can just be seen as being rhetoric. That's why I'm being upfront to mention that, otherwise I'll forget. All young aspiring scientists, business developers, engineers, I think we saw a lot of that. We acknowledge you. Colleagues from the UN, thanks for remaining with us. Thank you so much. And all other colleagues who are down there. The eminent panelists, once again, for your very constructive and insightful comments. We acknowledge you. I'll say all protocols observed, although someone was saying it's not quite the Queen's language, but I think it is sort of acceptable. On behalf of UNDP and Uni Women, I would like to thank everyone in this room for attending this very important constructive dialogue on gender, women, and ICTs. I just added gender, women, and ICTs from the kind of interaction which I was observing and following seated down there. Although I will deteriorate without much apologies to place emphasis, but we've then zeroed in a lot on empowerment of women, or women's empowerment, with special emphasis on young women and on the girl child. I'll just give a brief analysis or clarity on why sometimes we make that deterioration without much apologies. But in the same vein, I want it to be clear that what we want to achieve and attain is indeed gender equality. So that one, I take note. And I think we need further dialogue. I really want to say this was a unique kind of groundbreak lunch. The way it was organized, and as such I want to thank the organizers, colleagues here, William and his team, Mo and others behind the curtain. Situate that there are many others and there's a danger of mentioning names. But I think this was well organized, and you've done us, the UN family, proud. We are very proud. But more particularly of the audience which you brought. More than often it is said that we talk to ourselves. But here we have the policymakers, and they gave us brilliant policy guidance, especially when they started and they were articulating some of the initiatives, the interventions, which are already ongoing. And it will also help strengthen the white paper, especially where, because of lack of information or data, we would generalize. We can now go and say, you said there's already information is already being taken to communities. And I really loved that part of taking information to communities. Because more than often, we also take an elitist approach where we think that everything is around urban areas, in particular Harare. But I think we've been told that in terms of statistics, more men and women, especially women, are in the rural areas. So I really like the idea of taking ICT to the communities. I think it means that we are going to outreach to everyone. And somebody was talking about being inclusive. I think that will also be an approach of ensuring that we really get to that woman seated, I can imagine, in Mutoko with a baby stripes and trying to understand and learn about ICT. Although it brings in the other gender dimensions when the gender people are listening, the issue is also to say, oh my God, yes, the woman is multi-skilled, but what can be done even at that level to try to deal with the burden of unpaid care work? She knows one of our modules which we discuss about the burden of unpaid care work so that the women will have more productive time. What's the challenge here? Why we say women? The challenge is, by and large, women have got poverty of time. Even for the girls, if we were going to ask the small sample here to say, what time did you wake up and what time did your twin brother wake up? There are still variances there, or there are improvements, but there are still variances depending with the socialization process. So that's why I was saying that we then deteriorate to still pay attention to women and to girls, because of where we are coming from, because of the historical imbalances, because of some few negative cultural practices which are still based on patriarchy. I say few because we are also improving. We don't want to be seen as if we are saying we are not moving. We are moving, but we still have those residual challenges which we are still grappling with. That's why we still pay attention to issues of women's empowerment. And this is a global approach. Even if we go to MDG 3, it is said promote gender equality and empower women, because of trying to address those what? Social, historical, economic imbalances, cultural imbalances. And then we have affirmative action. It's something which came up when a few colleagues were saying, oh, but should we say women and ICT? Should we say women? Should we just say, let us create opportunities for both women and men, or for both the girl child and the boy child in ICT? I say yes, we should create opportunities for both. But they still need to pay attention to the girl child and even to women. However, I feel that we have to continue updating our searches in our data. Because indeed in certain areas where the gender experts are generalizing, we're then told that, by the way, some universities are having more women doing master's degrees. So I think the idea is to continue investing in research and in data, so that the affirmative action, which has been well done, especially in tertiary education, University of Zimbabwe, I don't know other universities, I know that the affirmative action, especially sciences, where one can go there with 1 point lower if it is a girl. That is okay. I think the challenge is lack of benchmarking. To benchmark, to track after a period, how that affirmative action is working, what it has achieved, what are the challenges even in terms of the industry, and try to review and re-strategize, and maybe even drop to realize that you are now already having more girls or more men, so you have reached that parity. Because affirmative action is just one of the strategies to achieve gender equality. It is called positive discrimination. But I agree that if it is not measured, and we continue with the rhetoric saying that the women are marginalized, the girls are marginalized, etc., we can end up with what is called reverse discrimination. And then we are trying maybe have another family